When I was in 6th grade, my math teacher was clinically insane. Now, I don't have a decree or like a psych evaluation that I can show you saying, this man has been tested, he's clinically insane, lock him up. But if you stick around, you will be thoroughly convinced that my 6th grade math teacher had quite a few screws loose. Let me set the scene for you. It's the first day of school, 6th grade, pre-algebra. The teacher wasn't there yet. We got let in by another teacher because they couldn't find him. So we were just all sitting in there kind of talking, waiting on the teacher. And then he walks in. Now let me describe this specimen to you, because I always think that a story works best when you have a good picture in your old thinker. In walks this giant of a man. Now, I could have just been, because I was in 6th grade, but I truly remember this man being like 6'6". Okay, he was a humongous person. He was very blocky. He wasn't fat. He wasn't like obese or anything. But he wasn't skinny. He sort of reminds me of like a Minecraft character. Just very blocky. Very, very stout. And he had a very, very square head. Like somebody had stuck a Rubik's Cube on the shoulders of a giant, okay? His face is important. His face was like, if you ever played Mario, which I'm sure most of you have, it's like someone took the face of a Goomba, cut it off, and super glued it to this man's face. He had very, very thick eyebrows, a very, very blocky head, like I said, but it was almost mushroom shaped. He didn't really have a discernible jaw. It was just like flat on the shoulders. It was like almost a gumdrop had been screwed on to his shoulders. So he gets to introducing himself. We're going to call him Mr. B for the sake of the story. Now, the first thing he tells us that he's ex-military, that he worked border patrol in Iraq. Okay, I don't know how you go from that to being a teacher, especially since I don't think he actually had a degree because it was a charter school, kind of a weird situation. You don't need degrees here. Anyways, he keeps talking. He says, we're going to have a great year, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, kid raises his hand. Mr. B, why is there a bat in the corner of the room? Everyone's heads turn. Not like a cotton. That's not the sound a bat makes, but like a metal bat, like a baseball bat. And he responds, oh, that's what I used to break up fights. So that should have been a red flag right off the bat. Okay, a metal bat to stop 6th grade children from fighting. They're like 4'5", 60 pounds, and you're going to start breaking open craniums just to stop them from slapping each other. That should have been the first. He should have been gone after that. I don't even know how he was allowed to have a bat in his classroom. But, everyone laughed. I think he actually did end up using it to break up a fight. I don't know what the aftermath of that was. I don't know if a kid died, probably. Again, it was a weird school. So, the first day of school is pretty chill, nothing really weird happens, but as the year progresses, we get to know that he has a very, very short temper. On the first day of school, he seemed kind of cool. He seemed like this would be an easy, fun class, and for the most part, it was. But when he got mad, he got very mad. It was like Mark Metcalf in the We're Not Gonna Take It music video. When he got mad, he looked like he was about to explode his little mushroom head off of his shoulders. I mean, it was horrifying. You got Andre the Giant here with a metal baseball bat towering over a 4'11", 10-year-old, and it looks like every blood cell in his body is ready to just rip you apart. It was horrifying. And it happened quite a bit. It wasn't like a classly occurrence. It didn't happen every day, but he got mad a lot. And he got mad at me a lot. I don't know what I did. I guess I talked a bunch, but he took a personal distaste for me. And it progressed throughout the year. It kind of reached a head when I think something happened that was even more scarier than him blowing up and like getting really mad at me. He just walked over to me, leaned down into my 10-year-old ear and said, "Shut the f*** up." And as you can imagine, I was quite taken aback by this. 3 months ago, I was having recess and nap time every day. Now I got Quasimodo coming and whispering obscenities into my ear. I was horrified. So obviously, I went home and I told my dad. Now my dad was infuriated. I mean, like any parent would be. I was horrified. I thought it was about to be like a death match. I thought it was about to be like Godzilla versus King Kong, my Mr. B versus my dad on a fight to the death. But he ended up just calling him, and he told me after he got off the phone that he was like begging him not to take this to the principal, that he would talk to me about it and he would apologize and all that, but that he could not lose this job. And he said he repeated that over and over again about how he just could not lose this job. Now, this was a charter school in the South. this is not state funded. These teachers, like I think like in 8th grade, we ended up looking up their salaries. They were getting paid like 20 grand a year. You could do better at McDonald's. But there was some reason he really needed this job. I don't know if he was trying to get plastic surgery to make his head look normal or something, but he really needed that $20,000 a year. After that, it really did get better for me. He really never said anything to me after that. Maybe in the occasional do your work, but I could pretty much do whatever. Obviously, I didn't like abuse that or anything, but he never got on to me after that. But then something happened. And that something is why this video is being made. You see, it was a day like any other. Pre-algebra. Doing some formulas. X equals what? It was a pretty quiet day. That should have been the first sign that something was about to happen. Mr. B is sharpening his pencil, okay? It's one of the handhelds that was next to the door with his back turned to the class, okay? So he's sharpening the pencil. A kid stands up to throw something away, and he was on the aisle that if you were to go throw something away, you would walk by the pencil sharpener. So he got up, and as he was walking, it was like the world stood still. Mr. B did a 180 faster than the eye could see. It was like an assassin move. I don't know where he learned such speed, but the speed that he flipped around was supersonic. I couldn't even catch it with my eye. It was like a flash of light. He picks the kid up and throws him across the room, like under the armpit toss. And the room is dead silent. I mean, a teacher just threw a kid across the room. How do you react to that? I have never seen a kid more scared for their life. He's like on his butt with his hands behind him, like scurrying away, trying to get away as fast as possible. And instantly, Mr. B sees it, and it takes him a second to register, and his eyes go like super wide. He's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, man. It was just my reflexes. Oh my god, it was just my time in the military. Oh my god. And I want to know what reflex you learn in the military where you see a 4-foot, 40-pound-year-old child, and your first instinct is to destroy that thing. And it wasn't like a push. Again, he grabbed him under the armpits, picked him up, they made eye contact, and he still threw him across the room. He had time to put him back down, but he didn't. It was surreal. Like, I genuinely thought it was something they had planned or something, just because of how much force was put into that throw. And from what I know, nothing even came out of it. I don't know if he was paying off the principals. I don't know if he paid off the kid, but like he finished out the year, nothing, like we did nothing for the rest of the year because I think he was so scared of doing anything because he was going to lose that job if he so much as sneezed wrong. He already did what he did to me. He's already assaulted a child. He has a bat to kill people with. He was walking on the thinnest ice you could imagine. After that year, though, he was gone. I don't know if he was fired. I don't know what happened to him. We had no explanation. He was just gone. When I got into high school, I was looking him up. I was looking his name up with a friend that I went to middle school with. Turns out he got arrested. I'm not surprised. We couldn't find any information about what he got arrested on, but that's probably the best place for him. Away from society, away from people that he could throw. I don't know what was wrong with that man. Something was, and I really promise everything I'm telling you is true. I will probably have some people in the comments who will verify that all of this really did happen. But yeah, that's my story. If you have any crazy teacher stories, let me know in the comments. I'd love to read them. But that's all I got. Bye.